Hey everybody, welcome back to the Teach Back Method, where I teach you guys something I'm learning about in grad school to help me understand it better. For today's video, we're going to be talking about cardiac development in newborn babies. Let's break it down. I'm going to talk about the timeline of pulmonary development in utero. In my previous video, I talked about cardiac development. I would highly suggest going to watch that, as the cardiac system and pulmonary system are very closely intertwined. The cardiac system is mostly developed in our first trimester, and in our second trimester, we start to get to pulmonary development. So let's talk about the timeline. So our lungs first begin to develop at about 21 to 28 days or 4 weeks. Once we get to 12 to 14 weeks, we start seeing that separation from the trachea and the esophagus, and we also start to see the separation and distinction in the different lung lobes. Next, at 18 to 22 weeks, we start seeing the presence of alveolar ducts. I wanted to have a break here because 22 to 23 weeks is known as the fetal viability stage. So if our fetus makes it past the 22-23 weeks, then our fetus is viable outside the mother's womb. Once we get to 28 to 34 weeks, this is when we start seeing the branches of the respiratory branches. And then when we get to 36 to 42 weeks, this is when our alveoli start to form. Most interestingly from this module, I actually learned that our lungs fully mature at about 18 to 20 years old. I didn't know that, so I thought that was very interesting. The next thing I would like to discuss is the average respiratory rate after our baby is born and continues to grow through childhood. So, for our newborn, we're going to expect about 30 to 50 breaths per minute, which is a lot if we think about it. When our baby is 1 to 5 months old, we're going to expect 30 to 40. 6 to 11 months, we'll see 25 to 35. By 1 year, we'll see 20 to 30 breaths per minute. From about 2 to 5 years old, we'll see 15 to 25. 6 to 12 years old will be 12 to 20 breaths per minute. And by the time our child is 13 and continues on, we're going to see an average of 12 to 18 breaths per minute. I hope you guys learned something in this video. Come back to my page to learn more.